Die Demokratiese Alliansie eis dat die Suid-Afrikaanse Polisiediens in die Noord-Kaap dringend reageer op die gebrek aan hulpbronne en instandhouding van polisiestasies. Oorsigbesoeke aan die Kuruman, Rousdale en De Aar SAPD-stasies het onaanvaarbare toestande aan die lig gebring, waaronder beamptes verwag word om misdaad te bestry. Ernstige tekortkoming is by die De Aar, Rousdale en Kuruman stasies blootgelê. Die vermoë van beamptes om effektiewe wetstoepassing uit te voer word ernstig ondermyn. Kuruman en Rousdale stasies verskyn onder die top 5 in die provinsie vir kontakmisdade, waar die verband tussen swak toegeruste SAPD-stasies en hoë misdaadvlakke uitlig. Die Rousdale stasie word verswelg deur gekonfiskeerde alkoholbewyse wat tydens beslagleggingsoperasies opgeneem is, as gevolg van gebrek aan stoorfasiliteite. Ten spyte van die ekstreme hitte in Appington en De Aar as ook beknopte kantoorruimte, het hierdie SAPD-fasiliteite ook beperkte operasionele ligversorgers. Die DA sal ons bevindinge met die provinsiale polisiekommissaris Koliswa Utola opper. Ons versoek dat die SAPD-stasies reg oor die provinsie agterstallige onderhoud en hulpbrontoewysings ontvang.
The Premier of the Northern Cape, Dr. Zamani Saul, confirms the first case of the outbreak of the foot and mouth disease in the province. This after the Department of Agriculture, Environmental Affairs, Rural Development and Land Reform's veterinary services were notified of a suspected case of foot and mouth on a farm in Kuruman in the John Taolo Gaisiwe district on Saturday. An official was immediately dispatched to inspect and sample affected animals and place the farm under quarantine. Samples were dispatched to the Ondra Support Laboratory on Sunday the 8th of February, and the province was informed of the positive results on the 10th of February 2026. In line with the national policy, the provincial department has activated strict prevention, early detection and rapid containment measures to manage and control the outbreak. The department has already collected the first batch of the foot and mouth disease vaccine in line with national disease control protocols, and the consignment is being delivered to Kuruman to support targeted outbreak containment interventions. The MEC, Mr. Lebogang Motlaping, will deliver the first consignment. The provincial government appeals to all farmers, livestock owners and communities to immediately report any signs of FMD, including fever, salivation, lameness or mouth lesions, cooperate fully with veterinary officials during inspections, sampling and vaccination processes, refrain from moving cattle, sheep, goats or pigs without permission from the department, and implement strict biosecurity measures, including limiting farm visitors and disinfecting all vehicles and equipment. Provincial government is working closely with the National Department of Agriculture, farmer unions, traditional leaders, law enforcement agencies and all relevant stakeholders to ensure swift containment of the outbreak. Foot and mouth disease does not pose a risk to human health. However, it carries serious economic implications for farmers and the livestock sector. All role players are urged to cooperate fully to bring this outbreak under control.
The South African Police Service in the Namakwa district notes with profound sadness the recent loss of 5 lives in 3 separate culpable homicide incidents within the district. On Thursday, 12 February 2026 at approximately 9 o'clock, community members across the Namakwa district gathered at various town entrances in a coordinated prayer initiative to promote road safety and to honor the memory of the deceased. Participants were dressed in black as a symbol of mourning and remembrance. The gathering served as a unified call for greater responsibility and heightened awareness amongst all road users. The tragic incidents have deeply affected families and communities within the Namakwa district. Personnel of the Namakwa District Commissioner's Office was joined by station commanders, SEPS members, Radio NFM, the Traffic Department, community leaders, church representative, community policing forum structures, the Department of Health, the Department of Social Development, the Department of Transport, Safety and Liaison, Blue Patrollers, emergency medical services, and various non-governmental organizations in support of the initiative. The South African Police Service, in collaboration with the Traffic Department and other relevant stakeholders, will continue to intensify the enforcement of road traffic legislation and conduct ongoing operations aimed at enhancing road safety throughout the Namakwa district. Brigadier Skalk Andrews emphasized that road safety remains a shared responsibility and call upon all motorists, pedestrians and community members to exercise caution, comply with traffic regulations and prioritize the preservation of human life. He further expressed appreciation to all stakeholders and community members for their unity and cooperation during this period of mourning.
En laastens, in hierdie week se Horison Gazette word 'n ongemaklike, maar belangrike vraag gestel. Waarom ervaar sommige jong blankes wat na 1904 en Negente gebore is, dit as moeilik om werkgeleenthede in Postmasburg te bekom? Dis 'n onderwerp waaroor baie mense fluister, maar min openlik praat. Die artikel ondersoek die werklikhede en die persepsies waarmee hierdie jong mense worstel, 'n generasie wat self nie apartheid beleef het nie, maar wat soms voel hulle dra steeds sekere sosiale en ekonomiese nagevolge van die verlede. Wat word van jong blankes wat graad 12 voltooi? Waarheen beweeg hulle na skool? Waarom sien 'n mens relatief min blanke jong mense by plaaslike myne, kettingwinkels en ander ondernemings? Hierdie vrae word nie uit 'n rasgedrewe of verdelende perspektief benader nie. Dit spruit voort uit gesprekke wat Horison Media met jong mense gevoer het, jong mense wat hul frustrasies, ervarings en onsekerhede eerlik gedeel het. Die doel is nie om te beskuldig nie. Die doel is om gesprek oop te maak. Raadslid Michael Mabilu en Dirk Esau van TEBF het ook hul standpunte gedeel. Hulle beklemtoon dat ekonomiese ontwikkeling inklusief moet wees en dat alle jong mense, ongeag hul agtergrond, billike toegang tot geleenthede behoort te hê. Esau wys egter daarop dat blanke jong mense nie aktief by strukture soos TEBF betrokke is om as mondstuk vir hulself op te tree nie. Hy voeg by dat regstellings na 1904 en Negente ook wit armoede moes aanspreek, al was dit in 'n kleiner skaal, maar dat dit nie voldoende gebeur het nie. Hy moedig jong mense aan om strukture soos TEBF te nader en die gesprek self te help voer. Hierdie artikel is nie 'n aanval nie. Dit is nie 'n beskuldiging nie. Dit is 'n uitnodiging tot dialoog. 'n Uitnodiging om eerlik te praat oor ekonomiese insluiting, billikheid en volhoubare werksgeleenthede vir al Postmasburg se jong mense. Want die toekoms van hierdie dorp behoort aan elke kind wat hier groot word, ongeag die kleur van hul vel. Lees die volledige artikel in hierdie week se Horison Gazette. Hierdie nuusuitsending was moontlik gemaak deur draadloos internetdienste in Postmasburg. Kontak hulle vandag vir jou betroubare internetdiens.
The content presented in this news video is intended solely for informational and reporting purposes. The views, statements, and information contained in this report do not reflect the personal opinions, beliefs, or viewpoints of any staff member, journalist, contributor, or representative of Horison Media. Horison Media provides coverage of news events in the public interest and strives to report accurately, fairly, and responsibly based on available information at the time of publication. This content should not be interpreted as endorsement, advocacy, or commentary by Horison Media or its team, but rather as part of our commitment to independent community journalism.